Hello, hello, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about living a magical lifestyle. One of the things that I made a decision about, and it was very intentional, and this was actually, I want to say maybe about 4 years ago now. I can't believe it's been that long. I made a decision to live creatively because to me, creativity was very loosely tied to witchcraft. And I have been doing so ever since. Living a magical lifestyle is an intentional lifestyle, just like with anything else. There's a lot of intent involved in the things you do. Doesn't mean you miss out on heartbreak, trauma, accidents, or just, being a part of this cosmic situation that we're in where things seem random, but we know there's no such thing as random. But we just don't necessarily have the answers for why things happen. And they're not always positive things. Living magically does not mean you avoid that all the time. So what's the point? Why live magically? Because I want to kind of talk about this because I know a lot of people are goal setting. A lot of you who watch my channel are witches. And I want to give you some well-earned advice. I used to be obsessed with real magic and wanting to understand what the real magic was. That would lead me to believe ceremonial magic was real magic, that hoodoo, only, older people in the specific regions of this country was real magic. Like, this was in my head. People who were in Africa knew the real magic. Basically, anybody but me. I just didn't have real magic, or I didn't know if I was getting access to real magic. So as it turns out, many years later from where I used to think like that, I'm in a different place now, and real magic it's just real life. There's magic all around us, whether we choose to believe in this or not, whether you choose to go all in on this or not. It's still happening. It's still existing. What we say call miracles, that's magic, right? But more importantly, just know that the key, or what I find important, why I want to live a magical lifestyle, is because it gives me freedom for creativity. It gives me freedom. I'm allowed to set my own boundaries, my own rules. Of course, anybody can do this, but mine are very specific because boundaries and rules, or just the way guidelines for how I live my life, it looks probably a lot different from other people. For instance, I truly believe in fairies. I truly believe in house spirits. I truly believe in my ancestors having active access to me, and vice versa. I truly believe that a goddess that I work with, or any deity that I work with, is real, and I truly have access to them, and they're truly communicating with me. Yes, I really believe this. So my boundaries might not look like someone who doesn't practice any kind of magic at all. This could sound crazy and foreign to them. That's okay. But you get what I'm saying? These are my boundaries. So being able to understand that protection magic that I do, especially in cottage witchery, which is what I practice, protection magic is not just about keeping someone from coming in and physically hurting the human inhabitants of the home. Yes, I have that in place. Please know that. However, also, because that's why I kind of took you on this path, my protection spells are also against not just negative energy, spirits who mean no well, any sort of force, being, entity, energy, call it what you will, that means to cause mischief or illness or disease, or just anything that is not well and at peace. That's what my protection is up all and through around my home. I'm making a point about this because I'm also a practical witch. So in a practical sense, obviously, my overall safety is going to be important, right? My physical safety. I employ the use of others, I guess, muggle systems, alarms and, whatever else I need to protect myself in here. I employ those things. I use those things To me, that's, the mundane and the witchy coexisting at the same time. And I think it's important that you think like that. Magic can solve a lot of problems. It can highlight problems and then present possible resolutions. Part of that is telling you to do something from a mundane aspect. Living magically doesn't mean I don't go through things. However, what it does mean is along the way, I have extra help and guidance. I have access to knowledge that's way above me, collective knowledge from my ancestors, from supreme goddesses that, who knows how long they've been in existence, if there's even a beginning, to house spirits who aid and want to just keep the flow of the home because it's good for them too, to the fairies that I invite as well, who have their own purpose for wanting to make sure my home is preserved and kept safe. I have that guidance. I get that, and extra protection, but I get that guidance as well, and that knowledge base, so that I can sort of tackle and resolve mundane muggle stuff that comes along my way. That's one of the perks to me of living a magical lifestyle. Now, there's really nothing negative I can say about living, I'm saying magical lifestyle, but let's just say as a witch. There's really nothing negative that I really can point out other than other people's perceptions and their comments and their stuff. But if you're out of the broom closet, you kind of, what are you going to do? I don't walk around advertising I don't feel and I'm not trying to recruit anybody, so I don't advertise I'm a witch, you should be one too. I might wear a funny t-shirt or something with a saying. I'll have certain jewelry on with certain symbols that might make people believe I'm into the occult. And that's perfectly fine, because for those who might be as well, or who are genuinely interested, they see someone that they might be more comfortable around. I know I do that. And that's good. We give a nod. Us occult members, I'm not, really pressed or worried about someone noticing or knowing I'm a witch. I'm on a YouTube channel, right? Follow that. I have not had anybody come up to me and ask me to explain myself or want more. People who know me know. Here's the thing. My attitude is, well, did you watch the video? Well, then what do you want? Anything more is a consultation. Like, what are you trying to get into right now? Honestly, most people want to know more, but from a curious point of view, and it's actually positive. They're curious first to know what I'm doing, and then how might I apply it to help them. So know that not everybody is anti-witch and anti-magic. Even those who believe, they don't believe that they believe in this. But it's funny, if you tell somebody you hex them, all of a sudden they're a believer. I don't know, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. My point is, living this life, living magically, it means for me, spells, rituals. It means sometimes not always remembering to use a spell. Ironic. Sometimes, like, I tend to do things. I'm human, so the compulsion is to try to solve things from a mundane point of view. I don't have to be told that. I do that anyway, automatically. And then there's just like this little nudging. This is why I'm tapped into the energy around me. This little nudge, a little, voice or something like that to tell me, hey, maybe you might want to do a spell for that, maybe you want to take this to your altar or what have you. So, and it's like, oh yeah, right. Yeah, I am a witch. I could do that. So guess what? Not all the time, but these moments happen. And I have to remember I'm a witch. Let me know in the comments if you ever experienced this, where you have rituals, you have things in place, but sometimes when presented with problems in life, you need a nudge to remember, you could do a spell possibly to help you with fixing this problem or to getting to a better solution or whatever the deal is. Yes, even sometimes I have to, my spirit guides, higher self, whatever, will kind of nudge me and point me in that direction. I'm like, another perk of living magic a magical lifestyle. The longer you do this, the longer you live like this, where you start doing things like, oh, you put your crystals out, you do certain rituals for the moon, whatever moon cycle if you're choosing, when you start setting up altars around the home and meditating and saging and burning certain types of incense for purifying and cleansing, making certain sounds, playing certain sounds for that purpose, for spiritual reasons. You do this consistently over a period of time. The thing you're I like to believe you're tapped into it in cosmic forces in the universe. You're totally tapped in, you're aware, you're intentional. So you have more of a direct line than those who are still kind of on the fence, skirting around this witchcraft thing, calling it manifesting, right now it's still law of attraction to them. They don't realize that you're a witch. You're probably practicing witchcraft. You're a little bit more tied in. You're a little bit, So after a while, when you do any intentional type of work, spells, guess what? It usually works. And vouch for me, for those witches who have been practicing for quite some time, you begin to understand what's appropriate for spell work. And when you know that, when you do it, it's going to work. And it works. It works. There's always the question of timing, the process. You're not doing a spell on timing or process. You're doing a spell for the end result, typically. Now, for those of us who do spells that are time sensitive, they tend to work. But more importantly, most of us who are practitioners usually can, because of divination practice and things like that, you usually have a better idea of what's coming. Even if you don't know the details, like a lot of us have dreams, somebody will tell us something, we'll do a reading, find out for ourselves. Or some of us, we pick up on things. There's certain tells that we know something's coming and we need to prepare. So a lot of witches, practitioners, witches, people who live magically, they actually might get a warning ahead of time that something in their life's going to shift and they need to prepare, whether it's the car breaking down or, the rent price is going up. Or something, extra money's coming, you get a tell. I call it, for me, my hand itches, my left hand, palm of my left hand itches. I know I'm about to come into some money, and that has not steered me wrong. Timing, it's always about a timing thing, but it's coming soon. I love this. I love living magically. I do. I love intentional living. So what I kind of wanted to point out, because it's the year end, and like I said, a lot of goal setting is happening. A lot of people want to get more serious about their witchcraft. It starts with intention. But here's the thing. Before you get to the ritual, before you get to the spell, it's that everyday life stuff. And I've said this before on the channel, immerse yourself in witchcraft. Watch some witchy movies. Watch things with a pagan bent to it, with an occult bent to it. And by the way, it annoys me that most of the stuff is going to be horror related. If you're up for that, fine. But if you're not, there's other things that are not in the horror genre that you can watch that has something to do with that witchy lifestyle or living a magical lifestyle. I think everybody's talking about this, is A Wheel in Time. That show right now is perfect for witches. It's, first of all, especially if you're a woman or identify as a woman and you're watching that, man, I love that show because it definitely is promoting female empowerment. Now, there's some stuff with it, don't get me wrong, but you got to watch it to find out. By the way, please know I will be doing a full review of season 1 once the season is over. That is definitely coming, and we're all going to talk about it. I'll do a live for that one. I cannot wait. But at the same time, I don't want the season to be over yet, so we'll relax that a little bit. But anyway, yeah, but I'm all caught up as of this week with that show, Wheel of Time. That's the perfect show to get into. Outside of that, fiction, reading books, things like that. And of course, there's the witchy books that you can read, but I'm talking about in your downtime for entertainment purposes when you're relaxing. YouTube videos, hello, watch people who are going to be positive, people who are not trying to scare you with witchcraft, because I think sometimes people want to create either, I feel like it's two ends of the spectrum. Either they're creating this not very realistic lifestyle. They're doing editing, and it's cool to watch on their YouTube videos, but at the same time, they're never really telling you, so wait, so what do you actually do? How do you really do this? How do you really celebrate this day? How do you really do that? Because they're doing, editing, they're showing beautiful footage, and I enjoy YouTube channels like that as well. But you're not, if you're more advanced, you get it maybe a little bit more. You can know what to pick from that video. But if I'm not really practicing and I'm trying to get more into witchcraft because I feel called to, but I'm a little bit more in the beginning, yeah, I could watch that and I could be entertained by it, but at the same time, I'm not really knowing what to do. Then on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like there are witches who just want to scare you. YouTube channels, Instagrams, where they're so busy telling you basically you're doing it wrong. And if you haven't done it yet, you'll probably do it wrong. That's why you should get them involved, pay them or do something with them so you don't do it wrong. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of that going on. And hey, that might apply to some people on both ends, but I like to kind of put myself a little bit more in the middle, a little bit of that whimsy over here. A healthy dose of being concerned when I need to be concerned. And, in the middle to me is a more practical approach to witchcraft. That's me. So yeah, hopefully this video is helpful when you hear the term living a magical lifestyle. And this is going to be important because I've basically taken the brand taken off of living a magical lifestyle. I really live this stuff, guys. Like the things I talk about, I really do it. I really live it. The things that I share with you, those are genuine interests that I'm genuinely following up on, and I'm getting more knowledgeable in those subjects. And for the things that I just talk with you about and I'm sharing with you, it's through experience. Tried and true, sometimes hard experience, but experience nevertheless, so that I can share this information. I realize I have been practicing magic intentionally as a witch. I want to say, what year are we in? We're going in 2022, so it's like almost 14 years and some change. Yeah, 14 years. My budding interest, I didn't realize that was the way, was probably make it more like 15, but give or take 16, give or take. Because I had those early years, I didn't know I was searching. I just didn't know what I was searching for. But I was open to magic. I was open to all that. I just didn't understand. I didn't have it all together yet. I didn't, things take time. My journey took time as well. But there were a couple years. But if I add those years in when I was technically searching, yeah, we're looking at 15, 16 years that I've been at this. So and that's where, as an adult, I was intentionally searching. Of course, there's the part where I think all of us as children, I think we're naturally tapped into metaphysical things, spiritual and all that as children. If that was fostered in me, if I was allowed to, I don't want to say allowed to because that sounds like somebody kept me from it, but I didn't grow up in a household that was necessarily witchy on purpose. There were witchy things that occurred in my household, but I don't think they were on purpose. No, they didn't mean for it to be witchy, but they were. But yeah, overall, I have all this experience. I've been doing this for some time, and it's just part of me now. So that's why I share here on YouTube. This is what it's about for me. This is why I like to do this. So this video will be the last sit-down video that I do for 2022. Geez, Mika, 2021. I have a planner setup video that's coming, and I'm going to do a live on Tuesday. The community page has the details about the time and everything, but I'll be doing a live Tuesday and that's the 21st, December 21st. That's for Yule. So, you can ask me questions. I'm kind of going to be doing like a year in review type thing live with a lot of the previous things that I reviewed since the beginning of the year. And some other fun chats in between, and talk a little bit about Yule in between as well. But yeah, so I'm doing that on Tuesday, and then of course there's going to be a planner setup video coming, including for my witchy planner, adding all the necessary accessories and things like that, and actually getting things set up for the month of January. So that's coming. But after that, I'll go into hibernation here at Leap Taken, and I'll be back in January. So yeah, that's it. So I wanted to round out with just a sit down video encouraging you to finally do it. If you've been waiting to finally live this magical lifestyle, if you've been waiting to finally get into witchcraft, do it now. And stay tuned, because at the top of the year I'll have exciting announcements. So stay tuned for that. I've kind of alluded to it a little bit in the past, recent past, but yeah, I'll be offering mentorship and coaching. So I'll actually go live with that at the beginning of 2022. I'm very excited about that, to help you live a magical lifestyle. That's what Leap Taken is all about. And I genuinely enjoy helping people do that, tap into that. I'm not going to make you do anything. I can't make you do anything, but what I can do is help guide you as I've been guided. I've had great people along my path over the years to help me, and I'd like to do it for you. All right, so I will end it here. So see you Tuesday. In the meantime, happy Yule. If you don't like my plan, if you're not into planner videos, you might not catch me there. So if not, Happy New Year. Blessed be. Thanks for watching. May we all have a prosperous, healthy, abundant 2022. Thanks again. Bye-bye.